Hi everyone, welcome back to Read with Ridge. This is the second video that I have made about the language. In the first video that I made, the audiobook of The Tale of Peter Rabbit. So in this video, I hope to clarify more of the language from the book to get you talking English quicker and more efficiently. So without further ado, let's get started. So we start with Mr. McGregor was after him in no time. To be after someone. To be after someone, many people might think, well, that means that you are after this person. Like, I don't know, it's this person, then another person. But no, to be after someone means you are going to chase that person. So for example, I could say, the robber got into the bank around 12 o'clock midday. The alarms went off and the robber escaped the bank extremely quickly, and the police immediately went after him. The police immediately went after him. It means that they started chasing him. So it's to be after someone. In no time, Mr. McGregor was after him in no time. Now, many people might think, what does no time mean? Does it mean that there isn't any time? No. If I say, Mr. McGregor was after him in no time, it means instantly, okay? So I could say, if you start with, let's say, 2 hours of learning Chinese every week, you'll be speaking the language in no time. You'll be speaking it very quickly. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright. He was out of breath. To be out of breath. Oh, I'm so sorry. I had to run all the way home because the bus wasn't running today. Oh, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. It means that you find it hard to breathe and you're extremely tired. He was trembling with fright. Trembling, to tremble. When you tremble, you are literally shivering and you are very scared. So instead of saying he was frightened, you could say he was trembling with fright. Fright is the noun of the verb to frighten. After a time, he began to wander about, going lippity-lippity, not very fast, and looking all round. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking, what is lippity? Well, actually, it doesn't mean anything. At least you can't find this word online. However, if you look in many forums, many people agree that the word lippity in this case referred to the hopping movements that the rabbit makes. So it's nothing really that important. And in all honesty, you're not going to be using this at all in English. So do not worry about this word. So we carry on. There was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. There was no room. Now, some people might think, no room. Does it mean a room, like a bedroom? No. If I say there was no room, it means there was not enough space. So for example, when I go traveling, I'm often on planes. I love traveling. And sometimes I don't have enough room for my feet or for my legs because I'm very tall, even though you can't appreciate that here because I'm sitting down. But I often say, do you think I could move to a seat with more room? With more room. Can I have a seat with more room or with more leg room? She only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry. Shook is the past tense of the verb shake. If you shake your head, you do this. This is shake your head, and this is nod your head. So if you want to say yes to someone, especially in England, you normally nod your head like this, yes. And if you shake your head, it means no. She only shook her head at him. It means no. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Puzzled, this is a nice word. To be puzzled means confused, to be thinking, why is this happening? So for example, I could say, my son has been studying so hard for all his exams and he failed them all. I'm just so puzzled. Why did he fail his exams if he's been studying so hard? I am so puzzled. Or I'm puzzled about, why my daughter doesn't really want to watch TV today. She seems to be in a very bad mood. I'm puzzled. I wonder what's got into her. What is wrong with her? I'm puzzled. I'm confused. I don't know what's happening. To be puzzled. Puzzled. Next one. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. She sat very, very still. But now and then the tip of her tail twitched as if it were alive. Stare. A white cat was staring. To stare is this. When you look at someone like for a million years, it is obviously rude in England to stare. But some people just love to stare at people. Maybe you're having a coffee and you look around and someone is like staring at you. It's not very nice. So this is the verb stare. And I like also the verb twitch. Her tail twitched as if it were alive. In this case, twitch is like move a little bit in this direction. You can also have a twitch as a noun, to have a twitch. So for example, some people might be talking to you and they go like that. Oh, hello, my name is Ridge. This is to have a twitch, when you do like a movement like that. So in this case, the tip of her tail twitched. It sort of moved like that. Next one. Peter scuttered underneath the bushes. The author of this book really likes the word underneath, as we can see. But what is the verb scutter? Scutter. It's a verb that's not used a lot, to be honest with you, but just so you understand it, scutter is when you're moving very quickly and probably normally trying to escape from someone. So you scutter. Or I could say, oh, I can hear a noise. That some animal is scuttering in the bushes. It's like moving. It's like making that sort of a noise. He's scuttering. Scutter. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood. He caught sight. To catch sight of someone means to see someone. So, for example, I could say, yesterday I was playing in the garden having a lovely time and I caught sight of an eagle. I caught sight. You can just say, I saw an eagle, but you can also say, I caught sight of an eagle. The context is that you were not expecting this. Okay, so catch sight of someone or catch sight of something. But Peter didn't care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood. Slip is a verb, and you can slip. So for example, I'm standing up and I slip on the ice, or I'm running and I slip. This is the verb slip. But also you can use the verb slip to quickly go under something. So in this case, he slipped underneath. He quickly went underneath. He slipped underneath. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket. You hang up something or you hang something up. So for example, I could say, oh, I've just come back from my holiday. I need to hang up all my clothes in the wardrobe. Well, obviously after washing them in the washing machine, but then you have to maybe iron them and then hang them up like on a coat hanger. Or you can say you need to hang up your clothes, but I normally say hang your clothes up. I need to hang my clothes up. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole. He flopped down. Flop is like, oh, when you get home from work and you just want to flop. You can say, oh, I just want to flop down, although we don't really use this a lot. We normally use the verb flop. So I could say, oh, I'm sorry, Tanya, I've had a very long day today. I don't want to go out. I just want to get home and flop. It means just relax. And we're coming to the end. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. She wondered. Now, what is the verb wonder? Well, wonder means you think to yourself. So, for example, you hear a noise downstairs and you think, oh, I wonder what that noise was. I wonder. It means that you think to yourself and you ask the question to yourself. You wonder. Or I could say, I wonder what the world will be like in 10 years' time. I wonder. I wonder. It means that you think to yourself about things. And this is a very good word, especially in England. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. A fortnight is normally only used in England, and a fortnight refers to 2 weeks. So for example, I could say, okay, Mum, I'm going on holiday now. I'll be back in a fortnight. It means I will be back in 2 weeks. I will be back in a fortnight. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter. 1 tablespoonful to be taken at bedtime. She put him to bed. You put someone to bed. For example, I put my children to bed at 8 o'clock, or I put them to bed at 9 o'clock. And 1 tablespoonful to be taken at bedtime. 1 tablespoonful. You can say 1 tablespoon or 1 tablespoonful. You can say both. And at this point here, we are going to end the video. I really hope that you learned new expressions, new words, and you have gained something special from this lesson. Please stay tuned because there's lots more coming up, and thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video.